Hello and welcome to Too Fast, Too Forever. There's all kinds of family. We chose this one. This is episode 286, Life in the Fast Lane, number 9. I'm Joey Lewandowski.
I'm Joe, too.
And Joe, we are back here. So we had Lance Barnaby in the last minute. We got a new minute here, a fresh minute. I don't know what this minute's going to... I mean, I know what this minute's going to hold because I saw the minute, but like, no Lance Barnaby, but maybe Lance Barnaby is lurking around a garage. Maybe we'll talk about that.
Oh, somebody read the minute document.
It's something that I missed, and I saw. I was like, "What is that guy doing? What is he doing?" But
no spoilers. No spoilers.
We'll get to that. Joe. We have a Patreon page. Too Fast, Too. I love when I listen to a podcast, and the first thing the host says is, "Give us money." But yeah. Here we are. We got a Patreon page, toofast2forever.com. Shout out to those people who give us money and support the show. Cassie Wilson, Ben Milliman, Nick Burris, Alex Ellen, and Justin Kleiman, Brian Rodriguez of High School Slumber Party, Wes Hampton, Jerry Robinson, Dan the Duke, Hayden Renato, D. Donato, Michael McGann, Lane Middleton, Lindsay Lewandowski, Nate Milton of the Kings of Sport, Jason Rainey, Tom Price, Mike Gallier, Josh Buckley of Whole Lot of Wolves, Michael Moser, and Jessica Collins, a.k.a. Montez. Thank you all so much for supporting us at the $5 a month level or above. If you want to get in on the action, have your name read, give us things to read, have stickers sent to you in the mail, toofast2forever.com. If you don't want to do that, if you just want to be a part of the show, you can email us, family@cageclub.me. And Joe, we have such a big mailbag. Part of this is because I fucked up a while ago. Part of this is just because a lot of people, but so we had people email us, and then we did the episode on the trailer, and the old emails got thrown away because there was like a long stretch of like 8 or 9 emails. Yeah. And so I was like, oh, none of these emails are starred. I don't have to read these anymore. But there were 3 emails below from now a month and a half ago that we've never read on air. So apologies to Jason Rainey and Justin Kleiman, but here is your time to shine. Here are emails from them. First up, from Jason Rainey, subject line, Last Witch Hunter. Remember when we did this episode 6 years ago? I don't remember how long ago we did The Last Witch Hunter, but here's an email from Jason Rainey. Hey, Joey and Joe. Glad to hear everyone enjoy The Last Witch Hunter in the latest episodes. Besides Triple X3, it's probably the Vin movie I'd most like to see a sequel for. I enjoy all the fantasy elements in modern day, and it could be fun to see that played with more in another film. I also enjoy hearing Mark on the pod. He brings some good insight, and I enjoy his many random movie tangents.
Same. I love having Mark Hoffmeyer as a guest. He's top tier. I mean, like, we've actually had a nice run of, like, really, like, fan favorite guess.
We've cultivated a nice little family that I like calling back in from time to time. Jason says, speaking of movie tangents, a few thoughts I had while listening. While debating whether The Rock or Vin would be better at nunchucks or dex-based weapons, you brought up Vin's breakdancing past as a possible point in his favor.
Yes.
This made me think of the Rock movie The Game Plan, where there's a subplot where he performs in a ballet recital. Rewatching it, it's kind of funny to see how little dancing he's actually doing, so this isn't really helping his side of the argument. Anyway, just thought I'd pass it on.
Well, I appreciate that take, but I do think ballet requires a lot of skill. If he performed that and executed that well, it would be a giant sway in his favor.
Yes, but it seems like he's not really doing anything. He's just kind of standing there. Maybe, who knows? He does send a YouTube link. Maybe, I mean, at some point, on a long enough time, we'll do a The Rock lap, and we'll do The Game Plan, because I feel like that's one that's different. That's him and Sean William Scott, and I know that's a movie that a lot of people like, so we'll get to that eventually. Speaking of D&D origins of the movie, I don't know if you were all aware that Vin did a short D&D game online to promote The Last Witch Hunter. I don't know if it's something you'd like. I usually enjoy gameplay videos like this, but I personally couldn't get into this one, but I thought it was kind of a fun idea for a tie-in. And then he sends this thing. It's called D&Diesel.
Oh, that's a good name. I like that. Well
with
played.
Vin Diesel. It's a 30-minute YouTube video.
I don't know how long, I guess it's whatever you feel like.
I mean, campaigns can take years. Like, you can play a game for ongoing for forever. I think you can do like one shots. I think it's the term where it's like, a single sitting. But I think you can do ones that like never end if you want to just keep going on and on forever. So
yeah, that's what I figured too. So like I was asking because I'm like debating how much can you do in a 30-minute Dungeons and Dragons.
This might be condensed down. I don't know. Did you know that your boy, Pittsburgh native Joe Manganiello, is a huge D&D nerd?
Of course, he has a basement. He has a table in his basement, and he like hangs out and has people come over and just play Dungeons and Dragons.
And not
Yeah,
just people, like celebrities, like Tiffany
yeah,
Haddish and
yeah.
stuff. Like they talked about it on Who Weekly recently because he went viral-ish on TikTok because like this company that makes custom tables made one for him, and so they
Oh, I saw
interviewed
this.
him,
Yes. Yeah,
and
yeah,
so
yeah.
Sofia Vergara is just like, he can do what he wants. I don't go down there.
She said it. Oh, she was said it on like the Jimmy Kimmel interview too. That like he like has like a bunch of people come over, and
Hmm.
she's like, I don't even like go down there. That's just like his space, and that's what he does. And yeah.
Yep.
So yes, I did know this.
Jason goes on, finally, you guys brought up that Vin seems to keep playing a character that's not a detective but does sleuthing anyway. If you were to go all in and actually play a detective, is there a type or genre you'd like to see him in? For example, a gentleman like Benoit Blanc from Glass Onion, Knives Out,
Oh,
or a Victorian sleuth like Sherlock Holmes, maybe a chef who moonlights as a PI and keeps telling people not to eat things. That's a Last Witch Hunter joke. Curious about what you think. Is there a type of detective you would like to see Vin Diesel play?
in Into the Spider Verse, didn't Cage play like Detective Spider
He plays
Man?
Spider-Man noir, like a hard-boiled 1930s detective. Yes, for sure.
I want to see Vin do that. That's what I want to see.
Set like back in time, like Maltese Falcon, like old-timey, like throwback.
Oh yeah, 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 all of it, whole shtick.
Cool. Yeah, I think that's good. That's all for me. Looking forward to the Fast X trailer. Well, we talked about that already. And finally getting a sense of what this movie might be. Till then, ejecto Cito, cuz is Jason. Well, thank you, Jason.
Thank you for writing in, Jason, as always.
Justin writes in 2 emails. First up, Canal Boats. Thanks, Wes, for recommendation and encouragement. The YouTube channel stream of the front of someone's boat makes a lot of sense. We booked our canal boat trip for August, just a short Monday to Friday trip north in Oxford, but we are super excited.
I'm excited for you. That's fucking cool.
And then he follows up with Purgecast Episode 1. I really enjoyed your coverage of the first Purge. I especially enjoyed the intro. Intro's good.
Oh,
This is a Patreon bonus episode. If you don't know what we're talking about, Jason had a...
don't spoil it.
Well, Justin had us watch the first Purge.
Yes.
Not the first Purge movie, but the movie called The First
And
Purge.
he just teased that it has a good intro. Wonder what that might be about.
I had an idea to have Hank cut together a new intro for you, but didn't have time, so I'm glad you did it. Maybe Hank will get it done for F2. Well, Justin also sent us via Facebook his next 2 patron picks, and they're not Purge movies. So I don't know when this next one's going to be.
The Purgecast might have got purged.
That might have gotten purged. I never finished the TV series, he says, and only watched maybe the first 2 episodes. I had the idea that the show could have been each episode independent of the next, showing the purge in different areas of the country, instead of always having it in a city. Like, how does a purge play out in rural America? They must have heard my mental complaining because the newest film takes place in rural Arizona and takes a great heavy-handed look at immigration.
Oh, yes. I saw this one.
The Forever Purge? Is that what it's called?
Maybe.
We talked about
forget,
it.
But there was about cowboys. There's cowboys.
There's a horse on the cover, yeah.
I
Anyway,
remember
back to the film at hand. I chose this one because the fast connection of having Phoenix from 4 Fast in it. I couldn't believe you missed it. It turns out, however, you didn't miss it because he wasn't in it.
That's it. Well, I appreciate you using your Joe 2 skills there to imagine someone was in a movie that you thought was in, and then they're not in that movie. That's perfect.
It's pretty funny, I think, that, like, we just talked about Vin being a detective, being a sleuth, and yeah, we got no good detectives here.
Justin unsleuthed himself with that one.
Yeah. So those are the old emails. Now, all these emails are from, there's still a bunch of emails, so all these emails are now since the last episode. So first up,
cool.
From Lane Middleton, subject Baby Brian. Prediction, he says. Baby continues to morph races, because we talked about him being, now he's a black baby.
Yeah.
In 11, he's a blue avatar person.
Oh, that's a good crossover. So, is he a water Navi or a tree Navi, or is he a fire Navi or a forest Navi? Well, there's already forest Navis. An
air
rock
Navi?
rock Navi, air Navi. Who knows?
Lane sends another email, says another prediction that Cena and Eastwood both die.
Killing off John Cena is actually a really good prediction.
Well, I feel like that's the thing. It's like
He's the newest.
A newer character who gets added, the lower the stakes are if they get killed off. And also, like, nobody really cares about, right? Like, I think that he could go down. I think a little nobody, a Scott Eastwood death makes sense because he could go out in a way that helps the family.
Yes. He can, like, finally say, like, what they were alluding to with Mr. Nobody, the like, you gotta try that Belgian ale,
Mm-hmm.
like that, yeah,
Dom, I'm your brother. Wait, what?
yeah,
But Mr. Nobody's not your dad. Yeah, I know, but I'm still your brother anyway. Wait, hold on, what? I also don't think anybody's going to shed a tear if little nobody dies.
no, I don't think so.
No one's going to be upset. Okay. Lane says another email pacifier. To piggyback on what JPC said, my two least favorite things in Fast and Furious are Dom and Dodge cars. I love almost everything else. This Dom dislike is wild, but okay. As a parent, Lane says, I can tell you the proper terminology to differentiate small children is horizontal baby and vertical baby. That's pretty good.
Okay. Yeah.
Because I guess, yeah, once they start moving around, it's like, oh, this is a whole new ball game. But like until then, when they're horizontal baby, you don't have to worry about them as much. You have to worry about different things. But then, whatever.
Like actually like caring for them completely.
Yes. What is this in? Oh, okay. So then Jason Rainey comments on our Patreon, like the post on Patreon for the last minute, the Lance Barnaby minute. Says, I think the obvious way to add a decorated truck to the series. Oh, because we were talking about Truck Rascals 5 and talking about how we could weave those trucks into the movies and if they could be in the Fazdiverse and so on and so forth. So his idea, the obvious way to add a decorated truck to the series is to have Twinkie upgrade his Hulk-themed van to a Hulk-themed big rig.
Yes.
Pretty good, right?
Yeah, that's dead on. Go ahead.
He says, my theory on the Lance Barnaby bit, whoever mocked up the screen had an unproduced screenplay, he says, who doesn't in Hollywood, and decided to cut and paste the dialogue from it in. I could also see a case where folks were passing around this unintelligible script and thought it'd be funny to hide it in a bit of the movie, regardless of how it got in. Good eye.
Well, thank you. Yeah, it was one of our grandest, proudest minute moments, I think.
If you don't know what we're talking about, go listen to the end of the last Life in the Fast Lane, where we talk about minute 83. It's Too Fast, Too Furious's food all over the place.
It is
equivalent.
It is. Yeah, I think so.
Where there's no real logical explanation for how this specific thing got into the movie, but boy, oh boy.
It exists. It does.
Joe, our next email, this is a Zack Attack email. I don't remember if I pasted this to you, because sometimes I send the ones to you. Like, I don't send you Too Fast emails in advance, but I sometimes send for the other shows.
Yes.
I don't know.
Yeah. I think maybe you sent me an excerpt from this
Maybe.
one.
This is from Lorna. She says, keep the podcast coming on our lovely Zach. I'm listening from England and I'm a dog walker. I'm walking around with all these dogs, laughing my head off. I'm a 40-plus-year-old woman and have a very unhealthy crush on a 35-year-old man.
I'm assuming she's talking about Zeph and not me, but yes.
I think that's probably true.
Lorna, if you have a giant crush on me, keep writing in.
If she's listened to the new Zack Attacks, she has heard our pleas to listen to the show. There's a non-zero chance she's listened to the show. She's probably not listening to the show because people don't believe us when we say it's the same show.
Although it is. It's 100%
show.
the same exact show, yes.
But we're caught up on Zeph. We're catching up on Channing slowly. We're caught up on Gosling. We're caught up on Zeph. Like, there's other stuff we could do, but like, we just need to make a new movie. We'll do more episodes, right? So.
And he seems to be living his best life. I don't think he fucking wants to do movies, so it's cool.
Next email from Justin Kleiman, subject line World Baseball Classic, which we were talking about recently.
Yes.
I'm packing, he says, to fly to Arizona for the World Baseball Classic. My friend from Pittsburgh is meeting me there.
From Pittsburgh? What?
We watched all the... Did you meet up with Alex Elliman, by the way, or no?
No. I'm sorry. No, I was with my family and like I actually had like no time to do anything besides be with them.
Yeah.
No, they like, when I go home, literally I just go to work with my father and then come home and hang out with him, and then he's, asleep at 9, and then I'm like, okay, it's over. Yeah.
Yep. He says, we watched all the Fast and Furious movies together during the pandemic. He hasn't seen 9 yet. He's been waiting for the trip to watch it with me. We decided it would be best to watch all of them, including Los Bandoleros, but not Hobbs and Shaw because it sucks. Whew.
Okay.
He says we have 5 days to fit the 9 movies in. However, each day there are baseball games at noon and 7. This is going to be a challenge.
I wonder if you accomplished the feat. By the way, I saw the picture. Did you see the picture? You saw the picture, right?
Which picture?
Justin Kleiman caught a foul ball at the World Baseball Classic.
I did not. I don't really use Facebook.
I know you don't. That's why I was asking you, did you see the picture?
I did not see the picture. That's very exciting, though.
Yeah, I was like, that's fucking awesome. That's really,
I know that he
really
writes
cool.
in again, so I don't know if he's going to talk about that. We'll see. Joe, this next email, no subject line, from Emmanuel SB Kamara. SB Kamara, please I may need your support.
Is this the same person that's been messaging Too Fast asking for their drone for 3 weeks?
Very possibly.
Okay, good.
That was the end of the email. Please, we need your support. Well, if you're listening, email him again.
Yeah. What kind of do you need a drone? Because I already have one out there going to the other guy.
Mm-hmm.
There's been a guy messaging Too Fast Facebook. First, he asked me to send him a car, and I said, sure, I'm sending it. Do you want my social security number too? He said, yes. So, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Then he said, give me a drone. I said, okay. He said, send it to me. I said, it's on its way.
Speaking of social security number, you might have seen this on Twitter. Something went viral today. There's like some big boob anime video game girl that like, there's some game that's like, let me help file your taxes or something. And like, one of the things is like, please give me your social security number. And it's like, don't do that. But like, did you see this or no?
No, I didn't see this. That's pretty funny. I like that.
Tax Heaven 3000 dating sim and tax preparation tool coming April 4th. I want to know something about you that's really personal. Like, what's your social security number? And there's like a box you can enter your social security number. So like, don't do this. That went viral today on Twitter. So like,
that's
maybe
pretty funny.
Maybe that guy is also developing this game. I don't know.
Yeah.
Alex Ellen sends in his patron pick for the next episode. I'm going to bleep technology this. We'll maybe talk about it in the next bonus episode. He says, I don't think it's been covered before. It's a documentary. I'll let everybody know that it's a documentary. Do you know this movie? It's a long title. It's going to be a long bleep. Do you know?
No, never heard of it.
All right. Well, we're going to cover it next lap. So thank you, Alex, for getting that in. Thank you.
I'm obviously not going to read anything about it until I watch the movie, so I can be fully surprised. And
yes.
I will forget because the name is more than one word.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah.
I'll forget immediately after we finish recording this. But looking forward to it.
Joe, we got an email from Jeanette. She says, no subject line. Hi, I'm Jeanette. I'm a big fan of Vin. Mark Sinclair. Is he still married or divorced?
Is this a message to the Facebook?
Like, we get a lot of spam junk stuff, but like that was
real.
Specifically real. And like the Kamara, Emmanuel SB Kamara, whatever. Also, I don't know. But as far as I know, Vin's still married. So, you're going to have to keep waiting, I guess. Our last email from Justin Kleinman, WBCFF conclusion. Man, what a great time at the World Baseball Classic in Phoenix. Joey, you got to get on board with this. He was messaging us from the thing. He's just like, are you watching? I was like, I saw it earlier. He's like, you got to watch. So,
I watched the final yesterday.
I watched the last half of the final after I got back from yoga, and after I stopped fighting with Fox Sports 1, validating my credential. Who knows?
Oh, yeah, that's right.
He says it's the most fun baseball you can watch. Yet another snowstorm hit Minnesota the day I was supposed to leave. My flight was delayed.
Oh, no. I was hoping that you, dipped out and then it snowed. I love when that happens. Okay, go ahead.
I missed the first 2 games of the tournament, but after that was a blast. The Mexico-USA game at Chase Field was the loudest game I've ever been to.
Wow.
Even when nothing was happening, there was a constant roar. My friend and I basically woke up each day, put the Miami WBC game on one TV, and started the Los Bandoleros. We'd walk to the noon game, come home, grab some beers, and continue Fast and Furious until it was time to walk to the 7 o'clock game. Then we'd come back, grab a beer, and start up FF again until one of us fell asleep. We watched all but 1, 2, and Tokyo Drift. So that's pretty successful.
That's a fucking run you were on, yeah.
He says, also to cap the week off, we took a Wago driverless car to the game. It was crazy. Very cool.
Oh, that is really cool. Yeah, that's really, really cool. Dom would not be happy, but fair.
That's all the emails, but that was a great mailbag. Thank you specifically to Justin and Lane and Alex and Jason for writing in, and whoever else wrote in. All you people, Finn's still married, whatever you want to do, whatever you want to say. Family at cageclub.me. Get it in. I also want to say we read it on the bonus episode, but Michael McGann got his patron pick in for next lap, so thank you to him. The patrons know the next 2 themes for the next 2 laps. So if you want that knowledge, that access, that information, if you want to pick movies for the next 2 themes, next 2 laps, and also this lap, toofast2forever.com, go do that thing. We will, take care of you over there. We also have a store over on TeePublic if you want to go buy some merch. Joe, do you have any Steelers ideas or no?
The draft didn't start yet.
Reaction Rocket did tweet about his merch idea for us. Did you like his idea? Do you remember his idea?
It said, I want Fast and Furious merch, and all I got was this stupid t-shirt.
Yeah, because he wished that they were action figures, not expensive ones, but just cheapo ones you can find at the grocery store.
Yeah, I get you.
He's like, this a 22-year-old, 10-entry, multi-billion-dollar, PG-13 rated global action franchise with an expensive cast of beloved characters played by some of the most famous actors in the world. Yet you see almost zero merchandise for it. It's crazy. I do think, remember when we went to Universal? We did the episode on it in lap 1.
Yeah. Yep.
And we walked out, we're like, oh, this is an entire gift shop of Fast and Furious merch. But like, even that was just like, I spent a lot of money there, but like, it wasn't as cool as I thought it could have been. Like, I would have spent a lot more money there, like, but I got like, bottle opener and coasters.
It was like It was like all the general stuff, like coffee mug, bottle opener, beer glass, magnets, just general merch stuff that you would buy. But like, you have so much variability. Like, you could make such cool shit for Fast and the Furious, right? Like, it doesn't need to be Matchbox cars and magnets. Like, it could be fucking anything.
So Reaction Rocket says, hey, Too Fast, Too Forever, how about a t-shirt that says, quote, I asked for Fast and Furious merch and all I got was a stupid t-shirt on the front with the Too Fast, Too Forever logo on the back. I offer you this golden idea free of charge, but I would take a shirt. Well, we also still have, I want to make the DT Garage, like Dom Toretto Garage sticker, Tej's Garage with Brian nameplate, like that, like workman shirt. And we also need the Brazzers license plate with a Too Fast plate cover. So we have merch ideas I just haven't made yet. But, that's another thing that we can add to the list. So I have it in the document, in our merch document. One day we'll let you know when there's a new shirt. But if you want to buy a shirt, it's over on TeePublic. Just search Too Fast, Too Forever. Do that thing. Joe, on the streets, news about the Fast and the Furious. What you got? I literally
seen nothing, dude.
No, there was news that we got maybe an insider tip. Do you remember the insider tip?
Yeah, it was from Andy, who made the game, and he told us Michael Caine's going to be in the new movie.
There was a news story that said Fast X is reportedly filming a big cameo. Does this mean Gal Gadot is actually returning?
And he just replies so nonchalantly, like,
it's Michael Caine.
It's Michael Caine, and we're like, This is. We spoke to him, and we were talking about the game. He had seen the script for 9 beforehand. There's a very high likelihood that, like, he actually does know this.
It would be the weirdest thing if that were actually true. It might be, but it was just like the way that he nonchalantly was just like, yeah, it's that. It's like, oh.
He might be right, though. I don't know.
I mean, Michael Caine just turned 90. He had a birthday party in London. Tom Cruise flew over there to hang out with him. Vin Diesel posted on Instagram a picture of him and Michael Caine together. They know each other.
They do.
Most importantly, because that's just rumor, speculation, who knows. Most importantly, we officially know how to pronounce the new movie.
Why? Who said it? Who said it out loud?
Louis Leterrier, director of the film, says Fast 10. He even says the thing, fasten your seatbelts. He said that thing.
Oh, he said, it is like fasten your seatbelts.
Yes.
There you go. Done.
We know it's no longer Fast X. At least the director calls, if Vin says, no, it's Fast X, it's like, well, okay, it's Fast X, I guess. But when the director says it's Fast 10, I'm inclined to believe it's Fast 10.
Yeah, he probably knows something about the movie, I would assume.
I would hope so. Considering he wrote the entire thing in a night.
On a plane as he came over? Yeah, exactly.
There was also, which I think we retweeted, did you see the poster for Fast 10?
I did see the poster. Honestly, it's not very, memorable. It looks like a movie poster, right?
It's a big X, not a big 10, a big X with the characters all, at the top. There's Vin, huge, in the middle. Dom in the middle. We got Cypher on one side. We got, what's his name? What's Momoa's character's name? Diego? Not Diego.
No, Dante.
Dante. All right, Dante's Inferno, right. On the other side, those are like the main villains, I guess. Then down below, we got the family. We got Brie Larson, her character. We got Letty. We got Deckard. We got Jacob. We got tiny little, it's funny that he's tiny. I don't remember his name, but well, this is actually interesting. So hold on. So we have here, I guess they're all good, maybe? Because, there's all family. On the right, there's Roman and Mia and Tej and Ramsey and Han. And I guess that's Daniela Melchior, probably in the bottom right. And then we have Dex and Jacob and Letty and Brie Larson and the guy who plays new Jack Reacher. I think it would be weird as a design choice, as an aesthetic, to have random villains in with the family.
Yeah.
So it leads me to
Okay, yes,
believe,
here.
based on just placement, that Brie Larson and Daniela Melchior and the other guy, Alan Richson, who is Jack Reacher in the new Amazon series, that they're good based on their placement. Because like we have Dom in the middle,
No, I don't think that
villains.
they care, bud. I think that we're this is a classic example of they don't care. I think the two in the background I get, okay, but like in the foreground here in this circle, like why would Letty be next to Brie Larson? Be next to Statham, like they're intertwined.
Well,
Also,
it is
to
interesting. They're
your
like
point,
they put all the black characters on the right. They're like all the
did
minorities on
they?
the right. Yeah, you got Roman, Tej, Ramsey, and also Hans over there.
Oh God.
It,
Well,
it
it's not like Michelle
Daniela
Rodriguez
Melchior.
is like
I mean, it's you know.
white. Yeah, yeah, you're right.
I
It's
mean,
significantly white on
if
one
they had
side.
swapped Letty and Mia, it would have been like all white characters on the left and all non-white characters on the right. Like, there's only one character who's yeah. I guess that's the point. Like, they didn't really think about the
How this looks, other than just like pure composition, I guess.
So I guess so. Okay, so here maybe in terms of size, their role in the movie, because like Danielle Melchior, understandably, Alan Ritchson, understandably small, Brie Larson, pretty big.
Yeah, she's like medium tier.
Then at the bottom we got the race, we got the race starter girl, we got the Jesus statue in Rio.
You know what's gonna be really funny is like when we hit a point where we're far enough away that like the Avengers aesthetic of movie posters goes away.
Yeah, I think I think the bottom, if you take the bottom half of the poster, get rid of all the characters, and just have the 4 cars with the Christ the Redeemer statue in the background, that's a sweet poster, like a landscape poster of the 4 cars
Yeah,
with the
yeah, yeah,
race
yeah,
starter
yeah.
and
I'm
Fast X.
sold.
That's super cool.
Even if you put an X kind of like if you took out all these people that are like look like they're in a memorial for their death in the middle here.
I think it'd be really funny if they turned the Christ the Redeemer statue askew and they're like, that's the X in Fast 10.
Oh God.
Yeah.
That would play really well, I think.
You know.
Yeah, people love when you know, do weird stuff to Jesus statues.
Mm-hmm. But that's the poster. So that's pretty cool. That's there. That exists.
I like that, dude. The Dom one with the chain and the hands. That's fucking top tier. Like that one was actually like really cool. Like minimalist aesthetic.
Like
very,
the
very
teaser
cool.
poster, yeah. Like
Yes,
this,
yes,
I
yeah.
think is they maybe both be up. I don't know.
No, this is gonna be the one that's like in Cinemark, like on the wall.
Yeah, I think so too. The only other thing is that there is a new Patreon tier. Speaking of Patreon, this is not really Fast and Furious news, but it's show news that because Michael and Josh bought the build a lap tier, there's another. If you want to buy another lap, build another lap. There's another tier for you. So go do that. There's another. It's a 1 of 1. So go do that thing at toofast2forever.com. But that's all the news. I think there's nothing else that you saw, right?
No, I literally actually haven't seen any Fast and the Furious news, like other than like those things you pointed out that I saw from Twitter. But
we should get another trailer. I would guess in a couple weeks.
What's the 19th, right? So yeah, we're in like that
we're 2 months
weird
out.
lull.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I think we'll definitely get a second trailer, and then like I think that starting in a month, it'll be like bang, 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 like that'll start the presser for it,
correct.
right?
I think so.
Yeah.
Oh well, this is not really news. Alex sent me this on Instagram. I saw this a couple different places. Before I get to what I'm about to say, a question that leads to the question: is Dwayne Johnson in Fast 10?
Of course not.
Did you see the news?
What news? No.
That Zachary Levi, who plays Shazam, Zachary Levi, anti-vaxxer, Shazam box office flop. He said he wanted the Black Adam post-credit scene to be a Shazam thing, and The Rock said no.
He's too big for Shazam.
Black Adam instead got the Superman cameo, and then Henry Cavill's like, well, I'm not coming back anyway, so like, what does it matter? But Alex sent me that thing on Instagram. He's like, so does this mean that Vin's not the problem? And I was like, well, it means that Vin's not the only problem.
Yes. Yes. Which I think is the kind of the point that we're getting to, right?
Mm-hmm.
That like for a while we were like, The Rock's just good guy Rock, and Vin is clearly just probably a problem.
Yeah, because they both have a vision.
They do, yeah.
Those visions
Rightfully
do not
so,
mesh.
that's fine.
They don't mesh.
No, they don't cross. They don't.
Oh well. What can you do?
not make a movie together. Apparently, that's what you can't do.
Speaking of The Rock, I don't. We might have mentioned this last episode. Maybe we didn't. I don't know. But you and I are going to record in the near future a episode about Young Rock season 3.
Yeah, we're gonna watch it. Yes,
It'll come out in the next couple of weeks. I don't know when yet exactly, but if you want to write in about that, if you want to, listen to that, whatever. Actually, we're gonna probably record that episode before this hits the main feed. So if you've been waiting for, because we cover the first 2 seasons as they aired weekly, because it just worked better with our schedule. But if you're like, when are they gonna cover season 3? It's gonna be out in the next 2 or 3 weeks. So.
Yeah, I'm actually excited to watch it, man. I genuinely liked Young Rock. It was like really like dumb and easy and breezy. So
yeah,
I forget where we ended up, but I'm sure that they'll remind us because it's like one of these sitcoms that's on TV. It's not like
I think he lost the presidency. Isn't that how season 2 ended?
Oh yeah. But I meant like
you mean
in
like
his
the
life
kid stories
too.
in
Yes.
the flashbacks? Yes.
Yes. I'm positive that I won't need to rewatch the first 2 seasons to know what's happening in season 3.
Would you? I mean, no. I was gonna ask a dumb, like a joke question, but the answer is so obvious. Would you rather rewatch Spy Racers or Young Rock? The answer is like 10 times out of 10. Watch Young Rock. Yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
Joe, extracurricular activities. What have you been up to since we last did the Lance Barnaby Minute?
The men's college basketball tournament started, so I was watching a ton of that. We had an F1 race last weekend. So pretty much last weekend I did nothing but like sit in my house and watch sports for like 12 hours at a time. It would just go like one.
Do you guys do anything for St. Patrick's Day? Like, does Rachel make like corned beef and hash or anything like that? Because I feel like she's a big cooker, and I don't know if she, I don't know if she has any Irish in her. I don't know if there's anything that she like makes for St. Patrick's Day, or like some kind of bread, some kind of meat.
No. I've personally been banned from St. Patrick's Day. I think I've told you this story before.
Okay.
My mother has banned me from St. Patrick's Day after I got arrested for underage drinking on St. Patrick's Day. That's a really fun story because the cops like put me in this bus and they said, "Okay, to go home, we have to call your parents to pick you up." And I said, "My parents don't have a phone." And it worked. They couldn't call them.
I think I remember this story vaguely.
So they had to let me go, with just like a fine, because they couldn't call them to get them to come pick me up.
Pretty good.
So, haha, gotcha, cops. Fuck them. As always, I've always been fucking the cops, and that's where we wound up there. But when I came home and told my mom what happened, she was like, "How about no more St. Patrick's Days ever again?" And I said, "Done deal. We shook on it. No more St. Patrick's Days for me." Also, I have to go on a mild tangent tirade. I have a strong dislike for any drinking holidays that people partake in if they're not professional drinkers. I'm a professional drinker.
I think you're saying you have a particular dislike for Irish people or something.
No, just racism. No. No, so like I hate all of the like Cinco de Mayo, most Halloween parties, the day before Thanksgiving drinking. Leave the drinking to us, okay? I don't want to be at a bar. To the professionals. I don't want to be at a bar and have somebody puke on the floor. I don't want to see people falling and stumbling.
Right.
I'm fine. Let me drink. You stay out of the way. I drink enough for you for the rest of the year. And, like, that's it. So, no St. Patrick's Day things. And on the same note, no St. Patrick's Day specific foods either. Like, okay. I don't think the Irish St. Patrick's Day foods are particularly that good. So
I think corned beef can be really, really good.
Well, I like pastrami better, but
yeah,
yes.
I mean, but they're both delicious. Like, I'm not gonna say no to either, right? Like, they're both good.
If I did anything, I'd probably make pastrami. That's what my goal is, and I haven't done that yet. But that's what I would try to do. But I did go back to Pittsburgh, visited my parents, which was pretty uneventful in the sense that like we didn't do anything particularly crazy. Like I just like hung out with them, got to see them. I haven't seen, I like usually like stop visiting them between like after Thanksgiving and before March, because when you're driving that way, like you don't know what the fucking happened.
It's terrible weather, yeah.
Because you're going through mountains and stuff. So like even if like the weather here is nice and like I've explained this to them before and I don't think they care as much as I try to explain it, but like driving to see Rachel's parents, like you're driving down the coastline where like the weather isn't as variable as it is going inland through the wintertime. Like,
right. And also, they're more. I mean, not that they're not major roads, but they're going to be more major roads getting from where you are to DC than they would be just going through the mountains of
or Delaware, yeah,
western
exactly.
Pennsylvania.
Yeah. It can get really fucking hairy there, and I have a small car, so I'm not trying to drive. Like, it actually did snow on the way back from visiting them in that middle sector there. So,
anything else you've done? Anything you've seen? Anything you've watched? Did you finish? Because the Oscars were in the middle. Did you? How close did you get to finishing your Oscar catch up?
oh, we watched everything except Women Talking. So we were
you watched All Quiet on the Western Front?
Yeah.
I did not. I still haven't seen that.
Oh, it's really good. I mean, it's the war movie, like
Yeah.
what was the 1980 or
1917?
1917, whatever that one was. Yeah, it's like, it's beautiful. War is fucked. It's another one of these movies.
Yeah.
Like, it was good. I wouldn't recommend it to anyone unless you liked war movies. I
feel like
it's a yearly war movie, dude.
No one talked about it, and then all of a sudden it got like 9 nominations. I was like, wait, what? Why? And then I know what it's gonna be. You know what I mean? Like there's movies where I'm just like, I get it. Like I'm sure I've heard the score is great. I know it looks really nice, but it's also just like, I don't know if I need to see another war movie.
You probably don't.
You know.
I'm sure you get it. I was my friend this time. One of my friends in the fantasy hockey league was watching through the Oscar movies too, because he was inspired by our yearly watch through, and he was like something, and we're watching the Oscars, and I forget who won what, but it was like somebody won like sound editing or something. Maybe it was All Quiet. Let me see. Rachel, I
think Top Gun won sound editing.
It won Best Production. All Quiet won Best Production Design and Best Original Score, and I go, well, that's not going to win Best Picture. And he's like, how do you know? And I was like, because that's how it works every year. Like, if you start winning these lower ones, you definitely don't win Best Picture. And he's like, are you serious? I was like, yeah. And he's like, that's really fucked. And I was like, yeah. I mean, like, you kind of get consolation prizes, right? And like,
there's like 2 classes. You get the real awards, or you get like the technical award. Not that the technical awards are not real awards, but you get either like the ones that people like remember and talk about, or you get the other ones, right? So
yeah, like Top Gun Maverick won like Best Sound and like these kind of things. And I'm like, oh yeah, so like that's definitely not winning either. And he's like, what? How do you know this? And then I was like, yeah, that's how it works. But then you start winning like Best Original Screenplay and stuff like that. Like that's pretty good. Maybe you won, but like once you start seeing like Everything Everywhere start cleaning up, you're like, oh, okay, it's definitely gonna win Best Picture.
yes.
So. But yeah, and we actually came home like that night and watched we missed the technical parts at the beginning, and we watched the end of the Oscars. So
cool.
It was good. Show-wise, still watching MILF Manor, which is almost done and has gotten as creepy as you can imagine it is. They kicked out everybody that wasn't matched, so now you have to have a match in the house.
Oh, wait, I heard about a new show. I don't know if you know about this.
What?
I don't know if you've seen this. They talked about it on Who Weekly, I think.
What?
Where they have 2 groups of identical twins, and they split them up across 2 houses, and they see if the same twins fall in love with the same other twins.
No, but I fucking love this idea.
I don't remember what it might be Discovery Plus. I don't know where it is. I don't know what it's called, but like I guess I'm sure if you search identical twin
dating show. Yeah.
You'll find it. But I was just like, I never want to see this, but I know someone who does.
I know somebody who's really excited about it. Yeah.
At least that one, I'm just like, I don't agree with it, but I understand. I give it props for being an interesting premise, right? It's just like, okay.
It's very interesting.
It's science adjacent.
It is. And I think on like a pheromonal level, there might be something to this.
Yeah, so
if you're identical twins, you know what I mean? Like, you're probably, like, not saying you have, because, like, when I watch fucking Creepy Sisters, some of them are twins. It's not called Creepy Sisters.
Might as well be.
Might as well be. When I watch Creepy Sisters, like, there was, like, a Creepy Sister show that had twins on it, and, like, they all wanted to be married to twins. Like, even this one, like, the creepiest sisters, like, want to be married to twins to, like, it's, yeah, I know. Right? That makes... We're using video now. I can see Joey's face. That was, I know. He was he was a little skeeved by that.
This is how I look every time. I'm just like,
yeah. What do you think that says about you?
About me or about you?
No, about a person that wants to be married to someone that looks just like their sibling's significant other.
I don't. Do I say this? I will keep this very broad, very vague, and it's not looks. But I have friends who are brothers.
Okay.
One is married to a woman named Christina, and one is either dating or engaged to a different woman named Christina.
The name thing doesn't fuck it. You can't.
You don't think that matters. You don't think that's weird.
I would like laugh about it, but it's not like I would be more scared if they looked identical.
No, they look completely different.
Yeah, so it doesn't fuck it. Like they didn't pick their names. Like I don't know. I'm not a big name person, anyways. Like I don't fucking care. So it's like, yeah, the name thing doesn't bother me. It's like if they were like, oh, we both like they have girlfriends that look fucking identical. You'd be like, oh my god, this is creepy.
Like when I was using the dating apps, and like I saw like a woman with like either the name of my mom or my sister, I'd be like, nope, don't even like not even entertain. Like it might be like the perfect person, but I'm just like there's the mental block where I'm just like I can't.
Creepy. I get you.
It's like a weird. I don't know. So like there's.
Yeah, I think that I would maybe have some apprehension if it's like my mom's name. That would get kind of weird just to hear a lot. But
one of my really good friends married a woman has the same name as his mom. They go by different things, but they have the same name, and I'm just like, huh.
Again, that's actually not actually bad. It would just
it's not bad. It's just I think it's weird. I think it's like because you have connotations, knowing or unknowing to that name, right? I don't know. I mean, it's like if I met a girl named Mia, it'd be like Mia Toretto. I had a moment as I was saying the last couple things I've been saying. I'm like, this is a Fast and Furious podcast. Like at its core, it's still a Fast and Furious podcast. Let's try to bring it back, but who knows? Anyway, what else you been doing? What else you been watching?
What else? We started to watch the first half of the latest episode of Ted Lasso, but then I fell asleep.
Oh, there's only one. Or no, the one came out today, right?
Maybe. I haven't checked yet because I need to catch up on the other one. No, that's pretty much it. Like, not too many movies, not too many shows, just shit TV and sports, pretty much. So that's what I've been up to. How about you, brother?
I saw 2 movies in theaters. I saw Creed 3, which I loved, which I thought was great.
Which, it felt like there was a commercial and it's like out this weekend, to me, at least. And I watch a lot more TV, like, live with commercials than you do.
Are you saying, like, it snuck up on you? Like, you didn't know that it was out and then all of a sudden it was out?
Like, I didn't know that, like, I mean, I wasn't tracking it because, like, I'm not in the weeds, but, like, I saw, like, a commercial, like, Creed 3 is out this weekend. I was like, they made another one? Shit. Like,
yeah, like, Jordan Pullen Clark, friend of the show, recent guest of the show, texted me last night. She's like, wait, John Wick 4 is out this weekend? I had no idea it was so close. I feel like the pandemic obviously changed release structures, but I feel like it also, like, people don't know when things are coming out anymore. Like, even if you're, like, tuned in to some extent, you're just like, wait, wow, that's out now? Right? Like, I don't know. It's strange.
Yeah, the new John Wick coming out was another surprising thing. Like, I just saw the commercial for it, and again, I feel like they only run, like... I feel like previously they used to run commercials for new movies for, like, a month.
Yeah.
And be like, it's coming out
and now
this
it's
time.
Like a week.
Now it's like a week, and they just hammer it for that week. Like, this is what you get on Friday, and you're like, oh shit, okay, cool.
They must have realized that works better, or they're trying. Who knows? You know what I mean? Like, if it didn't work, they wouldn't do it. So
I'm imagining, right?
I saw Creed 3. I really, really liked it. I thought it was a lot better than Creed 2. I still think the first Creed is maybe the best in the franchise. Like,
wow,
I kind of like it better than the original Rocky, but like Creed 3 is up there. It's definitely one of the better in the entire series. So I recommend seeing that. If you like the other movies, go see Creed 3. Yeah. I also saw. This was the perfect movie to christen MoviePass with. I saw 65, that Adam Driver fights dinosaurs movie.
I didn't even hear about this. But okay.
It's bad. It's like surprising.
Why did he choose to do this then?
I don't know. I do not know.
How did this get made?
Did you guys
We should do a podcast about that.
Did you see Moonfall?
Nah, that's the one with the Adele song?
No, that's Skyfall.
Okay, so no.
Skyfall is Bond. Moonfall is an end of the world where the moon is going to crash into the earth. Came out last year.
No.
So Moonfall
was it? It wasn't an Oscar movie, right?
No,
that was.
No.
Don't look up. Don't look up. Okay, sorry.
Oh,
don't look up. Okay.
Oh yeah, that was also terrible. Different terrible.
Okay.
I think it's terrible. I think whatever. Anyway, neither here nor there. Well made, dumb. Moonfall, trash, really dumb. You would probably like it because I think it's fun dumb.
Okay.
65 is almost as dumb as Moonfall in ways that, like, Moonfall's like, oh, this is being insane. Like, it knows it's being insane. Like, it's not trying to be funny, but it's just like, it's going for a thing. 65.
Wasn't there already like an AD? There was something AD, and like wasn't like Jack Black or someone in like a shitty.
There was year one.
Yeah, yes, that's what I'm thinking of.
So this is 65 million years ago. So okay, I'm gonna spoil 65 because I don't think you should watch it. Like it's you're gonna be like, it was brain mush. So if you don't want 65 spoiled,
if you're really hype and haven't seen this movie when it came out, okay, go ahead.
So Adam Driver is not like an alien, but I guess he's an alien. He's like another planet, like they're humans, whatever. And he's leading an interstellar exploratory mission.
Okay.
And they hit an asteroid belt, an unexpected asteroid belt, and like crash on a planet.
Okay. And now they have to survive there.
Everybody dies except for him and this little girl.
Oh, so he's a child now.
Wouldn't you know it? They crashed on Earth. Not only did they crash on Earth,
God,
but they crash on Earth like 48 hours before the asteroid. Before 65 million years ago, before the asteroid that kills that comes to kill the dinosaurs. So
okay,
it reveals this information in the title card. It's like 65, and then like in smaller text, million years ago, an explorer crashed into Earth. And it's like, how fucking dumb is this? And then you like realize what's going on, and then the end of the movie
is the asteroid hits.
The asteroid hits, they leave. And then the credits.
Wait, they leave? What do you? That was a big jump.
They have like a escape vessel, and they just leave. It's just like, okay.
So why didn't they use the escape vessel when they fucking landed?
Because they split. It's kind of like Lost, where like the front of the plane and the back of the plane are in different parts of the island. It crashes on a different mountain. They have to get to the mountain. Like it's a short movie.
So most of it's like the trek to get to the escape
exactly.
pod. Okay,
and they're navigating around dinosaurs and whatever, and then they get there and they take off and just like, well, that's the credits. It's like, okay, like it was just so anticlimactic and dumb and like.
Does Adam Driver know that the movie's dumb, or is he selling it?
I don't know. And like
you watched it. Like, is he trying, or is he like kind of tongue in cheek? Like, this is fucking stupid.
I mean, I think he's a great actor. I don't know. I genuinely don't know. I don't know why he did it. The girl is good, but the girl also doesn't speak English. So like the entire movie, like he's trying to talk to her and she doesn't really understand. Like she's trying to learn. Like,
damn it! I wish this would have been like a spaghetti western where like she is speaking, it's just subtitled. He can understand her and he's responding in English. Also say, that would have been awesome.
They also say, "Oh, our translator's broken." It's like, well, yeah, you're a superhuman, whatever. You know what I mean? Like you have like all this technology. It's like, oh, translator, it broke in the crash. It's like, okay, man.
Does the girl actually not speak English in real life, and that's why they did this, or like, do you know the behind the scenes?
I don't know.
God. Now you just made me want to watch this.
No, because she says like she will repeat words in English that he says, but like she doesn't know what it's so weird. I also like undersold like how like, but like I was sitting next to her down the aisle from this, I think mother or son. Like the kid was probably like 20 and she was probably like in her 40s or 50s.
Hey, and that was very judgmental. They could have been dating. I watch a lot of creepy cougar shows too.
It's true. Ugh. But, like, I couldn't hear him, but I could hear her laughing at the movie. Not with the movie, but at the movie. And I'm like, yeah, okay. Good. Like, I'm not alone here. And, like, when the credits rolled, I, like, burst out laughing. And so did she. It was just like, what is going... Like, it just... I think they wanted to be like, let me blow your mind here. There's these super intelligent, advanced technology beings who, wouldn't you know it, they crash land on a little planet called Earth. You know when? Right before the dinosaur's about to get killed. You know what? They gotta get off. It's just like, well, it's like the weirdest kind of coincidence. Like, if you just want to have a movie where Adam Driver fights dinosaurs, do that.
Start that from the rip, yeah.
Don't frame it around like.
Also, like, did like Adam Driver like accidentally jack off into a pond or something, and like that's how humans are on Earth? Did they like drop one of those in there?
I don't know. I don't think so. I don't think they had any influence on. Because I think he elevates anything. He can make anything good. I'm just like, this is remarkably dumb. But the reason I said it was like a perfect movie pass movie is like, I'm glad that I saw it. I would not recommend it. I don't think it's good. And I didn't pay for it. Exactly. And like, it's short and it was nice to see on a big screen. Because if I was watching it at home, I'd be on my phone. I'd be like, nope, this is terrible. But like in the theater, just like, lean back and just enjoy it. Right. So,
let it in.
Have I done anything else recently? I've been playing video games. I beat Hades, which is great. I also beat this game called Hi-Fi Rush, which is on Game Pass, which I was up and down on, and it landed in a way that I really, really wound up liking. So I would recommend, if you have not played Hi-Fi Rush, it's free on Game Pass on PC and Xbox, so go check that out. Still haven't finished The Last of Us. I'm still working on that. Slowly working through Poker Face and Mandalorian. Like, I just haven't been watching TV. I try to do too many different things. I'm reading this big ass book for Lottery Pod, playing video games. I haven't really watched a ton of stuff, but you know.
It works, man. Sometimes you just need a little break, a little breather.
Plus, baseball's coming up soon. Next week, baseball
starts.
Always
baseball season.
I know. This weekend is our fantasy baseball draft, so we're going away, which I'm very excited
about.
Fun.
That's fun. That's fun.
We're going to a house with a hot tub, which is a requirement, and they also have an indoor sauna. I'm guessing it's going to be big enough for maybe one person.
You're going to a house that has this? Because you guys usually go to like the Russian bathhouse.
Yeah, no, we haven't been there in a while, but we typically go. We love that Russian bathhouse, but no, this is a house with an indoor sauna. This is an Airbnb with an indoor sauna.
Interessant. Okay.
So
that's kind of fun though. I do like the Airbnb idea because then you're like not time constrained. You can kind of just like dick off or.
Yeah, we're going out Friday. We're coming back Sunday. We got 2 nights there. It'll be good.
Yeah, it'll be fun. That's awesome.
I think that's kind of it. I recorded an Elvis episode and a Hanks episode with Mike a couple weeks ago. Those are out. We're going to do a Keanu episode about John Wick and also an Elvis episode next weekend. So check those out.
Cool.
I'm recording a third times with him tomorrow night. Him and Ryan and I are going to do the April third time. So go check that out in a couple weeks when that comes out.
Fun.
I think that's it. Oh, we also did a bonus episode with Brian of Scarface on the Patreon. So if you want to hear us talk about Scarface, and by us, I mean mostly you and Brian talk about Scarface, toofast2forever.com.
I was actually just telling people the other day, like, hey, do you know who the grandfather in White Lotus is? Spoiler alert, you gotta go check IMDb or listen to the episode.
Yeah. Yes. But I think that's about it. Yeah. So then the only thing to do before we close up shop on this episode, and I feel like this is kind of like an in-between-ish minute because we're setting things up. Like, I think a boring title for this would be The Calm Before the Storm, but we'll see what comes of it. But this is minute 84 in Too Fast, Too Furious.
All right, Miami's finest. Let's see what you got. Come on, stay with me, boys. Hey, man, everyone's here. Time for the show. Let's give it to them. All right, let the party begin. Let's go.
This is Unit 2599. We have the suspect surrounded.
So in this minute, Brian and Roman continue to race down the street, eluding the police. As they drive, Brian sees the helicopters are in position, and he walkies Roman to set up the next phase of the plan. They turn a corner and pull into an industrial garage with open doors. The doors close behind them as they pull in. Police pull up outside the garage, surrounding the doors, awaiting their exit. Officer Franks calls in the status report as helicopters hover overhead. Milkins eyes the monitor suspiciously as he stands there waiting as the minute ends. Officer Franks here with a line of dialogue, new character, not on IMDb, have no idea who this man is. Feel bad for this man. The only thing I want to say of note here is that, I copy a bunch of dialogue in and I get ready to condense it down. This minute closes with 15 seconds of silence. There's nothing.
It absolutely does.
It's so weird.
And it leads, I messaged Joey earlier, when I had done the minute stuffs, that it ends literally you hear the garage doors start to open and the minute ends.
Mm-hmm. It's wild. So the next minute will be the start of the scramble. I don't know if we're going to do the whole scramble in the next minute, but the scramble definitely starts in the next minute. But Joe, I don't really have anything here. The silence was something. There's a thing that I teased earlier that you found. But what did you notice in this minute, in minute 84 of Too Fast, Too Furious?
I got the location of the warehouse, which I think we have talked about before when we saw them kind of on that walkway.
Mm-hmm.
But there's also an inside shot. There's Google Maps of the inside, so you can actually see the the front of where the garages were. Like they're still kind of there.
Yep.
It's now a production studio.
Cool. Okay.
Which I think we talked about before too. Sorry, there's like not a ton here. Got all the numbers to the tops of the police cars. They were driving through the fashion district, so I got a couple more signs there. One more car. You see both helicopters, which we had already previously talked about, that they're separate helicopters.
Yep.
This is a shot that shows both of them. But the most curious thing that I found in the minute this time is that as they come through the gates and pull into the back of the thing where all the garages are, there's a man standing there that looks like a security guard.
Just kind of milling about.
Just milling about, nonplussed by them driving through, but just standing there. And then as the...
He's not outside the scramble garage. He's outside of a different garage that they pass getting to the
It's like a door.
Garage.
It's like it would be like the side entrance.
But he's not next to, because I think they like pass him and then go around back even further, and the scramble garage is back there.
Well, no, if you actually look at the map of what it is.
Is it all the same thing? The first one?
Yeah. It's like right next to it. Here. Like look at the click that first link there.
Because the way that I saw the minute, because I saw you write the thing down, so I wanted to pay attention to that guy, I thought they turned a corner around and it wasn't his place.
No, because if you turn, you see the walkway. He's standing by this little door, by that white truck, in the walkway, right under the walkway.
Yeah, I see
right
that. Yep, the green walkway. Yep, which is where we've seen them in the past.
And the garages are you just turn 45 degrees.
Well, no, so
and they're dead in front of you.
It's like an L shape.
It is. It's an L-shaped building. He's at the tip
he's
of
at
the
one
L.
corner, but they're on the other side of the L, right? Like he's over here, but they're on this. Okay, so it's the same garage structure, but it's not the door next to the garages they pull in.
No, it's not.
Okay,
and it really looks like it's somebody that was probably part of the production crew that was just out there
Yeah, I wonder if he was supposed to be there or not.
No. Not from what it looks like.
This reminds me of when we did the first movie minute and Wes was like, you missed a guy. And we're like, what? And outside Toretto's Marketing Cafe, there's just a dude having lunch. We're like...
Yes, in a suit. Yeah, I remember now. He was
supposed to be there, I'm sure. But it's just like, why is he there? That's needlessly complicating anything, right? You know what I mean? So why is this guy there? I don't know. He's just walking about.
Yeah, but then, like I said, as you see them, the camera changes, he's not there.
Right.
So, he's in all black and... He's standing in a doorway type situation. They're continuity-wise, he could have just been the security guard for this building and just outside smoking a cigarette and heads back in or whatever. But
it also could have been it would have made more sense if it was somebody of the crew, right? Oh, they're coming.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, that makes sense too.
But it's just a dude. It's just a dude walking around. He's when they drive by, he doesn't even look at them. He's just all right, whatever. I'm here.
Yeah, and then he just isn't there anymore. But you're right. Yeah, maybe they were pitching that as that he is the lookout and alerts everyone that you wouldn't hear helicopters and 50 police cars with sirens on. You might need to have a guy that tells you when people show up.
Maybe. There are 3 different officers that have close-ups. There's Officer Franks, who's the man who has the line. There's Officer Carpenter. And there's another guy who maybe, I tried to pause and, we never get a clear shot of his, name tag on a shirt. It's maybe Officer Riley, possibly. But none of these guys are on IMDb. I have no idea who these people are. Even Officer Franks, I was saying, his name is clearly visible. He has a line of dialogue not listed. So, that's just, unfortunate for this guy. But, we're getting to a crazy thing that's going to happen in the next minute. There's not a lot that goes on here. But is there anything else of note? We need, we need a name for the minute. I was also thinking about... It's. I don't want to do this, but I wanted to write it down because it made me laugh out loud. The trivia question: what police car number is not seen in the aerial shot? We could just do 4 numbers in the 7,000s. Who would ever?
So that's the funny thing about all these numbers is all these numbers are in the 7,000s for no reason.
Probably makes sense, right? It's probably if they order, I don't know how they
year 7th batch version V7 essentially, right?
So we need a name for the minute. We also need a question for the minute.
Oh, okay. Something interesting about lurking, in the shadows, or because it has to be suspenseful and weird for the title.
Well, while we think of that, do you have a question? Do you have a trivia question?
I have no fucking idea for the trivia question, dude. I have no fucking idea.
So
like maybe something about like 2 helicopters. Like that's all I can like.
We could say, Officer Frank says this is Unit 2599. We could say something like that's not really fair, but it's in the movie at least. Oh man, there's nothing in this minute.
No, I know. It's a very, very, very tough one. Oh, I know one because we saw it 50 times and it's in the document. What do the police cars say on the side of the doors? Because it says Miami City Police Department, 1896, and we can kind of do a play on that. And it's totally unfair, but there's not much else here to go on.
Yeah, so what's the question?
It will be like...
Let me bring up a picture of this, too.
What is written on the side? Oh, and you could use that for the minute picture then, right?
There's 1 minute picture that I am definitely going to use, which is this.
Send me. I want to see.
Because I love that shot from behind Bilkins.
Okay, yeah, that's a good one.
And then there's these 4 I was also thinking of possibly... I was thinking maybe of having Officer Frank's like, who is this man? Like, why is there a close-up of this guy? Is this too fast? Because it looks like it's just like a generic 90s action movie, just like some cop.
It really does. Yeah, those are good. Those are pretty good.
I'm looking at it now. Miami City.
Because it says Miami City, and the city part is weird to me. Like, when I was looking at it and copying it from the door, I was like, why the fuck does it say Miami City? Not, like, because we could do, like, Miami Police Department, Miami-Dade Police Department, Miami City Police Department, you know what I mean? Like,
so
this.
1896, I guess, is when the city was founded. That's what that's referring to?
I don't even know if that's real or not. I didn't check it on Wikipedia to see if... Like, that's what it says on the doors, but that doesn't mean that that's...
Miami was named in 1896 after the Miami River, derived from Miami, Mayaimi,
yeah,
which is the Native American people who lived around that lake in the Belglade area of Florida. The historic name of Lake Okeechobee, and the Native Americans who lived around it. Miami is sometimes referred to as the 305, Magic City, Gateway to the Americas, Gateway to Latin America, Capital of Latin America, and Vice City.
Vice City.
Okay, so we could have Vice City as an answer, too.
Oh, that feels kind of weird. Yeah. But there is you see that there's like a nice close-up of the shot of the side of the cop car, too.
So what is written on the side of the police cars that pursue Brian and Roman? Miami City, Miami-Dade, Miami County, or Vice City? The answer is Miami City.
That's good. I like that. That was
really hard, but...
It's very, very hard because it's something that I think is probably confusing that they chose Miami. Why did they choose Miami City? Like, you know what I mean?
For the name of the minute, we could do The Boring, the Calm Before the Storm. We could do In the Shadows. We could just do Vice City.
Taking a smoke break?
I feel like if that guy was...
In through the side door? I'm trying to trigger something better out of you.
The other thing is the minute name, or the episode name. Well, no, the minute name has to be... I said the episode doesn't have to be named after...
But we've started this.
I know, but I was going to say the episode name could be anything we say in the entire episode, but like we also need a name for the minute. It makes sense to have the minute name be the episode name.
Yeah, and the minute name doesn't need to like actually reflect the... You know what I mean? Like, it's just stupid. Lurkin. I like Lurkin.
Lurkin'.
Yeah, but like I want something like...
I just wish he was doing something more interesting. It's just like a guy. You know what I mean? Like it's... We're just describing meaning to this guy who like is just there. Like he's not even...
The blooper reel?
I like the blooper reel. I like that best.
Is that the best so far?
I mean, because it doesn't make any sense, but like it
makes... That's what I'm saying. Okay, perfect. Good. See, we got there. That works. I like the blooper reel. It makes it sound like the episode is interesting. Like there's a blooper reel in the episode, but in reality, they're like gonna get to the end and be like, there's just a fucking guy that was there on the side door for some reason.
All right, Miami's finest. Let's see what you got. Come on, stay with me, boys. All right. Yeah. Okay. Minute 84, the blooper reel. What is written on the side of the police cars that pursue Brian and Roman? The answer is Miami City.
Yeah, that worked.
Cool. Joe, our next episode is with Montez F9 next week. Then we're doing a bonus episode on the Patreon. It is a Vin Diesel movie, so it is on brand, on theme for this lap. Nick Burris's pick of A Man Apart. Then we're going to do Babylon AD, which is another Vin Diesel movie, as a pit stop for the main feed. Then we got Young Rock in there somewhere, so that's coming out sometime soon. But some good stuff. But again, After F9, the next thing with Montez is going to be the tune-up, right? So, like, we're almost,
Ooh.
the lap's not almost over, but we're almost done with the Montez stuff, because after the Montez stuff, we do all the Fast 10 stuff. So we're getting close. We're getting, like, I feel like I've been saying this last couple times, but, like, we're actually getting close to the end of this little cycle.
We are, and we're getting very close to the beginning of Fast 10-year seatbelts.
Fast 10-year seatbelts. Anything else to say in this episode before we close up shop?
No, I'm kind of like dreading how many fucking cars are going to come out of the thing next minute.
We knew this was coming, though.
We knew it was coming. We
you
definitely
have 3
did.
weeks to mentally prepare yourself.
I know.
If you weren't yourself, you could do a little bit of work each day over the next 3 weeks. But what's going to happen is it's going to be 4 o'clock in 3 weeks, and you'll be like, oh, shit.
Fuck, I have 100 cars to figure out in this scramble.
And you're like, I'll figure it out later, and then you just won't do it. So
that I'm gonna do it. I've actually thought like after I did the minute and I saw the end of it with the garage doors, I was like, I'm going to need to spend dedicated time to the next one.
It's a good thing that you are both premier and dedicated.
Thank you.
Again, thank you for listening. Our next episode next week is F9, so come back for Montez as she watches the final, for now, Fast and Furious movie. But for all things Too Fast, Too Forever, go to cageclub.me, facebook.com/TooFast2Forever, or @TooFast2Forever on Twitter and Instagram. Email us, family@cageclub.me. Check out our Patreon page at TooFast2Forever.com and our store at TeePublic somewhere. And come back next week for F9 with Ms. Gabriela Montez. I'm Joey Lewandowski.
I'm Joe too.
And we will tell you all about it
When we see you